Hi, this is Soap, and I'll be doing an audio commentary of a 1v1 Shadow Fiend game. The game is played between the Thecilium of the Sentinel and Monsterrancher0 of the Scourge, and it's going to be played for the 1v1 Thecilium International, with the winner getting a Dota 2 beta key. This is the final 8 people that are left. So both these players have done very well for themselves, and you can see they're just going to start off by trying to block the creep camp because they want him closest, so they have the hill advantage. You can see that Monsterrancher0 started with Wraithband, Tango, and 2GG, and he does fail to block a little bit. And the same items will start off by the Thecilium, plus a courier for each of them. And this is the pretty typical standard items for a 1v1 Shadow Fiend. You're going to want the Wraithband and the 2GGs to add, and the Tango, because that adds a bunch of damage, and it gives you a bit of regen. You're not going to typically need any more regen, and if you do need the extra regen, you're just going to ferry yourself clarities and salves constantly. Now, the rules for this 1v1 are a bit different than a typical 1v1, because in this game, it is not to first blood, which is what you're normally going to see. It's going to be first to 3 kills or 2 towers down. So there isn't like a cutoff at 15 minutes the game ends. It's 3 kills or 2 towers. So you're going to see them going for more of a later game item build when it gets to that point, rather than just picking up early boots and then going massing Wraithbands, which is what standard items are for a 1v1 Shadow Fiend. So you can see, because of the advantage of the better block, he does have 2 and 4 creep kill stats against a 1 and 2 for Monsterrancher0, and he has pushed him under the tower for harder last hits for Monsterrancher0. However, it's not that big of a deal because the creep kills will even out right around here in a little bit, so it will be fairly standard from there on. Until they get level 3, 5, and 7, you're really never going to see any kills. And that's when they typically have the kills happen, because you see they'll trade hits, but there's no way that the Thecilium is able to kill Monsterrancher0 or vice versa, because they just don't have any damage or nuking power. And since it's the round of 8, you're expecting them not to make silly mistakes like just getting auto attack down. So you'll see they're both at level 3, so this is when you can start looking for a killing attempt, especially since they're both pretty low on damage. You see the Thecilium winds up for a C-Raise and does hit it. He goes for the X-Raise. They both raise each other down. However, Monsterrancher0 does fall for the first blood because he wasn't able to return a C-Raise. It's really not good to get in a fight like that. You're going to need all your raises to fight against your opponent, Shadow Fiend. And because he didn't have a C-Raise, whereas the Thecilium hit his C-Raise, it means that Monsterrancher0 was in a distinct disadvantage, and he should have just turned back with the loss of getting hit by the free raise, rather than trying to fight that. So now he's in a very big disadvantage. The Thecilium does purchase Flying Courier, and is having it come to him. However, he plays too far forward, and Monsterrancher0 is going to be able to run up. He hits an X-Raise, and then the C-Raise, and he does go down. So that's really poor play by the Thecilium. You really, if you haven't, or you already have a huge advantage because of the first blood. You can see he's got 8 and 4 creep stats against 3 and 2 before that. So Monsterrancher0 was in a really big disadvantage. Now he's going to be able to store up souls. He catches up in levels. And the Thecilium does still have a gold advantage because of his first blood, and with that he picked up a bottle. Now you're not allowed to bottle Crow, and you're not allowed to get Vanguard or Hood in this game. However, it's really not that big a deal picking up the bottle, because without bottle Crow and no power-ups, you're really not going to be able to do that much. The bottle is just free regen for every time you have to go back to base or if you die. So he is going to be able to play very aggressive while he has his bottle. However, when the 3 charges are up, he's going to have to fall back and play more passively. But with the gold advantage he gets from first blood, it's a perfectly good investment for him. Now you can see Monsterrancher0 has picked up a very fast magic stick. He ferried himself a clarity and a salve. And you can see they're just going to trade raises. The Thecilium is at level 5, so he's going to be able to play much more aggressively than Monsterrancher0 with the level advantage. There's no way Monsterrancher0 can fight him until he evens up to level 5 and gets the level 3 Shadow Raise, which he does now. So now you'll see Monsterrancher0 will try to either get a kill on him, or if the Thecilium plays it properly, the Thecilium will be able to continue using his 14 and 8 to 9 and 4 creep kill stats to his advantage. He only has 4 more souls though because of that death. So that death really put Monsterrancher0 back in the game because he played overly aggressive. He does miss the C-Raise, hits the X-Raise. Monsterrancher0 notices this and tries to play in. However, he misses his own X-Rays. So both players not really able to hit the raises. Where I'm not sure if it's delay or anything, because Monsterrancher0 is from Canada, and I know the bots are, for the RC bot here is located in like France, and the Thecilium said that he was from Bulgaria. So both of them are pretty far away, so they might be having lag or delay issues, and that's why they're missing the raises. You'll see that they're both really just trying to position themselves to get a kill with the XC combo, And you can see that Thecilium is running away. However, Monsterrancher is not able to follow up because Thecilium was going to fog him and then just turn around, hit 2 raises, and then put Monsterrancher on the disadvantage. And especially when Monsterrancher doesn't have a flying courier, so it takes his crow a long time to walk there and back. He really doesn't want to have to uselessly waste regen like that. You'll see he's constantly fearing himself clarities and salves. He needs to be at pretty much full HP to go into any fights, and if he doesn't have at least 2 raises, preferably 3, he's not going to be able to fight against Thecilium. You can see with his bottle now empty and boots, he does have full mana and full HP, so he's able to play a lot more aggressively because he has enough for 3 raises. Monsterrancher does have 4 charges on the magic stick, however that's not enough. That's not enough to the point that he can actually fight Thecilium. And without boots, Thecilium is able to play a lot more aggressively. He's also got a little bit of a level advantage because Monsterrancher is only level 5. He does pick up level 6 now, but you can see it's about half a level advantage. Not too big of a deal. However, that is going to start adding up, especially when he hits level 7 before Monsterrancher. Because again, if he's got the higher level of Shadow Race, he's able to play a lot more aggressively. Now, you're going to see Monsterrancher is going to have to stay pretty far back because he can't fight Thecilium, especially with the boots. So Thecilium's able to maintain 24 and 15 creep kills to only 13 and 5. Thecilium's really doing a good job of keeping Monsterrancher away from the creeps and not putting himself in a bad position. Other than his mistake earlier where he got too confident over his initial kill on Monsterrancher, and he does pick up level 7, and right when he hits level 7, you can see he moves to the middle of the lane and forces this Monsterrancher back. He does send himself boots now. After he gets boots, he's able to even it. He will be able to even it up a bit because Thecilium's not able to just chase him down after hitting 2 raises. It's more of Monsterrancher will be able to run away and be able to fight him easier. So Monsterrancher is just trying to store up souls, whereas Thecilium's already got max souls. You see plus 57 to plus 47, so he's got 10 more damage. He's ferrying himself his magic stick and extra tangos, so he's able to maintain even more HP. So he's in a really good position right now. Monsterrancher is really in a disadvantage. 30 and 18 to 17 and 5. Now, if this was a normal 1v1, where the first blood would have ended it. However, if this is a normal one where creeps cuts matters, it probably would just be over by now. There's really no way Monsterrancher is able to come back. However, Thecilium's just going to have to continue building on his advantage and either try to go for the kills on Monsterrancher or just push him down because he's got the extra creep kills. Monsterrancher is going to have to either wait for a mistake by Thecilium, or he's going to have to really catch up in creep kills by playing like super aggressively, or hoping for Thecilium to play more aggressive than he should. So Monsterrancher is still not level 7. You can see almost a full level advantage because of the denies in the first blood. If Monsterrancher can get level 7, he's going to be able to come up to the creep wave and play a bit safer. However, this entire time that he's been lower leveled has really hurt him. So now he's finally level 7. He's got 21 and 7 creep stats, and you see he takes 2 raises and a hit. So he's really low, but he's constantly he's constantly fearing the selves, and this is a mark of a really good 1v1 player, that he's constantly fearing self, so he doesn't have to stay back more than he has to, because Thecilium is playing very well and keeping him off the creep wave. Now, even though he's behind, he still has a chance to kill him, and that's what the great thing about 1v1 SF. You see, he plays a bit too aggressively here. Thecilium does hit the Z-raise and kills him. Monsterrancher hit through the C-raise because he thought he was going to run. He didn't cancel it in time, and then he pretty much just died. He played way too aggressively there. He's already at a disadvantage, and he got hit by Thecilium's first 2 raises, and he wasn't again able to counter with his own raise. So he's really got to play a bit more defensively, and if he gets hit by a free sea laves, he's just going to have to take it. Now Thecilium, you see, he's not going to make his same mistake as before. Last time he stayed around way too long. This time he's already killed Monsterrancher. He nukes down the creep wave. There's not going to be any creeps for a while. He's able to go back and then just rejuvenate with his bottle, teleport back in, and he'll be at full health and with a full bottle, so he'll be able to press his advantage even more. You can see 24 to 7 creep stats against 46 and 23. So Thecilium has as many denies as Monsterrancher has creep kills. And that's a really poor position. You can see he's also picked up treads, so he's able to move faster. He's got extra strength or agility. He can toggle them whenever he needs to. So he's in a very good position. And you see the instant he comes in, he immediately starts playing aggressive. Monsterrancher takes 2 raises and a hit right away. And he does throw off a C-raise, however, he's not able to go any farther because Thecilium can just kill him. So he's playing more, Monsterrancher has to play very passive, and Thecilium's just able to farm up creep stats, and he's just going to try to get better items to eventually just finish off Monsterrancher item-wise. He already has the treads, and he's got only 200 gold now, so he's probably going to be working on either getting the Wraith Bands, like I said, or he's just going to go for like a Yasha or a Sands, some massive HP items, or the Yasha for extra damage and the movement speed, because if you have that much extra movement speed on him, you can see he's going to come around and try to get a kill on Monsterrancher0. If you've got that much extra movement speed, you're really able to just control them in lane, and then they're really not able to kill you. He does have 10 charges in the Magic Wand, luckily for him. You see the X-Rays, he goes up for the Z-Rays, Monsterrancher0 runs the perfect path the way to get away, and he doesn't land the Z-Rays. If he did hit the Z-Rays, that was an easy kill. Monsterrancher0 is playing very aggressive. He does take a hit. He doesn't throw out the C-Rays. Now he throws out the C-Rays, takes the hit. Wow, a very nice Magic Wand, and a good dodge at the end of the Rays. You see, instead of just running straight back entirely, he curves to the right when he gets out of hit range, because that would force a much harder Rays against Thecilium. And you'll see him do that a lot when he gets it. He takes a free C-Rays and X-Rays, and he's very close to dying. Wow, very close to dying again. He also Magic Wand to save himself over there. So the Thecilium is low HP, and he's probably going to ferry himself a Salve pretty soon because he doesn't want to play with the low health. Monsterrancher0 ferries himself Salve and I think a Clarity as well. So he's going to try to play aggressive here because the Thecilium only has 400 HP. However, he does have the Treads, and he just does nuke down the creep wave and then go on his way. His bottle's empty, so you can see where the bottle does hamper him. When it's full, he's able to play very aggressive, but when it's empty, it's pretty much just a useless item. So it's a bit questionable getting it. Monsterrancher0 does come up. He misses the Z-Rays. He does get hit by the X-Rays. He manages to run away from the C-Rays. He was barely out of range, and you see he doesn't run the typical pattern here either. He curves out this way. I believe the Rays would have hit even if he ran down here. It was a bit too far for the C-Rays in general. However, it was very good play by Monsterrancher0 in there to not die. I think the Thecilium should have just ran forward and tried to hit the C-Rays because that would have easily killed him. And even if he died to Tower Fire, he would have won the game if he just would have gotten the kill first. Playing passively here isn't a bad idea for him, though, because he has a huge advantage in general. And he's now able to put a lot more hate on the tower. If he is able to get the tower, it's pretty much going to be GG. He's already got 1k gold, and the 500 tower gold from hitting the tower will pretty much either finish his Sanj or, again, his Yasha, whatever he's trying to go for. Monsterrancher0 TP's back in. You can see level 8 to level 10. A huge advantage. He takes one tower hit. He misses the C-Rays. Monsterrancher0 hits both his C and X-Rays, so he's got to back up. There's no way he can fight this. Now, he's playing very aggressive. He probably should just go back to base and heal up, because, again, he's 65 to 27 to 35, and Monsterrancher0 hits the C-Rays and then hits the X-Rays. He hits the X-Rays and then hits the C-Rays. He is complaining about lag here. The score is 2-2. They're both really saying they're lagging because, again, they're not very close to, like I said earlier, they're not very close to the servers. However, if they're both lagging, it's pretty much even in general. 66 and 27 to 38 and 7. So it's still a huge advantage for the Thecilium. He's just got to play a bit more careful. He can't keep letting Monsterrancher0 come back in the game, because now if he makes one more big mistake, the game is over. Before he had a 2-kill cushion, which he just wasted there. But he is back in the game with his bottles, so he has a great chance of finishing off because he can play very aggressive. And he's got the Treads and Wand. Monsterrancher0 picks up a Bracer, so he has a bit of extra strength. And you see the C-Rays going on and X-Rays for both of them, so they're both getting low. But he's able to just bottle up and come back in the fight. Here we see that he's going to try to go for the tower. However, the tower aggroes him. He hits the Z-Rays, he kills the tower, and then he goes down to a C-Rays. Wow, really nice play by Monsterrancher0, and that's actually the game. The Thecilium played a bit too aggressively to get the tower. He should have played more passive. I'm not sure why he decided to play that aggressive. He's saying, wait, oh my goodness. He can't really believe he won. He actually lost that game with such a huge advantage. You can see he's still in the lead. It was a really good job by Monsterrancher0 to continue playing out the game even though he was behind by a lot. And you can see at the end game, 71 to 30 to 41 and 7. So a great game in general and a pretty exciting 1v1 SF game.